Andy in Kansas, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hello, Alex. I'm a first-time caller. I'm a huge fan. I love your work.
I love you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to a bonus episode of Knowledge Fight.
Indeed. That's us.
Knowledge Fight After Dark, Before Dusk, something along those lines. We'll come up with a good name for it.
It's after daylight savings time, so it's always dark now.
I actually did not know about that, and I saw a sign, and I thought it was a joke. I did not know it was coming.
Yeah, no clue.
I always get surprised by daylight savings time, and I will never not be.
Yeah, my partner woke up and the phone said 1 hour and the microwave said another. Panic attack.
Yeah.
Like complete, no idea why the hour would be different.
I'm lost in time.
Exactly. No, it's totally that. It's like this happens twice a year.
Yeah. My alarm clock still hasn't been changed.
Yeah.
And I refuse to. I will keep it that way until we go back to
No,
normal.
That's wrong.
So, Jordan, today we're recording this on Election Day. So I wanted to say, like, when this is out and people are listening to it, it's, I mean, obviously by then the election will have happened. But
Sure.
what I wanted to do for our bonus episode this week was I wanted to unplug from that.
Sure.
Let's live in a false reality
Sure.
where we pretend that we don't know that it's election day.
Right.
And, and I'm mentioning this mostly so
Sure.
if we're in good spirits and, I don't know, something terrible happens, people aren't like, how can they be smiling on a day like this? We don't know what's going to happen yet.
I think
It's early.
I think 2 weeks from now, the mole people are really going to enjoy a little bit of like positivity.
Sure.
You know?
People may need that too in their days and their week.
Well, yeah.
But hope
I would hope everybody downloads it because we don't know how long the network is going to last. So don't stream this from the cloud. You want this to re-listen to.
I don't know about that. But if you do, you may want to. So, Jordan, today, what I wanted to do, I was
Yes,
thinking
Dan.
about a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And, actually, I got to get a little bit of business out of the way before I get into this.
Sure.
We've we had some posts about buttons, and there's some
Yes.
buttons that are being sent out.
Indeed.
I have actually mailed the first few of them. Because I got a few done pretty quickly in advance.
Yeah.
And I mailed a couple out. Not that many. But then it dawned on me that let's not overburden the postal service
Sure.
with tons and tons of frivolous mail. And so we're waiting to send them out, but there's a bunch that are ready to go. And apologies to people if they send a message and my response is, you got it.
Yeah.
I cannot write full responses to everybody. Maybe more interest in the buttons than I had anticipated. Maybe a little bit underwater right now.
Well,
but
your first batch of buttons went a lot better than a couple of years ago when my first batch of buttons went out, and I had no idea that you couldn't use just a regular old envelope for a 1 ounce button.
everybody got empty
Everybody
envelopes
got empty envelopes.
because the buttons had fallen out.
It'd fallen completely out.
We don't know that for sure. I have envelopes that are better than that, but who knows how resilient they
That's
are.
possible.
Yeah.
Anything.
So that business out of the way. Thank you for everybody who's interested in the buttons. They're coming.
God, you on the tomorrow, like the news just goes like, Trump won Illinois and the presidency because 14 mail-in ballots weren't counted because too many people got goddamn buttons on this day.
Overburdened by tiny bullhorn buttons. Thanks, tiny bullhorn buttons. God, that'd be the worst.
Yeah, that would be a bummer.
So, Jordan, today,
Yes, Dan.
what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about positives. It's only positives today.
It's only
This
positive.
is a positive zone.
Yes.
And I think that, one of the things that doesn't get a chance to come out enough or doesn't get a chance to be discussed enough is how great a guy you are. How good. What a good friend you are. Fuck you.
Sorry. I just there's some listeners who may disagree.
Well, maybe. But they only get to hear the version of you that yells and I make fun of.
Sure.
from time to time.
Sure. It's a narrow view of my.
There's
yeah.
a whole world of Jordan beyond just what's on the podcast. And I think that I maybe sometimes don't do a good enough job of appreciating and publicly showing my appreciation for you. And
This is
this,
so funny because this is a genuine sweet feeling. You've been anticipating this bonus episode for a while.
quite a while.
Yeah, for quite a while. So this is anticipated. This is heartfelt, and somehow I feel like somebody's gonna come from behind me and slit my throat in the middle of this episode.
There's a clown in the other room.
This is what you tell to me before you're like, and also it's stage 4. Like that's how this is gonna go.
Who cares about the election? You're dead.
Yeah, exactly. It's all positivity today because no matter what happens tonight, goodbye, Jordan.
No, I think that one of the things that I've been thinking about is the fact that, since it has happened, your stage 4.
Yeah.
No, since this thing has happened, the world's been crazy. There's
Sure.
been events that have been happening over
Yeah.
and over and over again, and I don't think that we've taken enough time or had enough time to fully celebrate the fact that you wrote a book
I
and you
did.
put it out.
Yes.
And that is so amazing. That is something that for a very long time, while we've been friends and while we've been doing this show, it's been something that you've brought up as like a big goal of
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
when we were talking about what we could do if this show facilitated us to have more free time in our lives, I said I'd like to, I don't know, research more. I'd like to follow this path down. And initially I always thought that like you would want to do stand up and be a touring comic
Sure.
or something, but you said that it was much more of your ambition to write a book, and you've achieved that goal.
Yeah. It's been my ambition since I was like 6 years old. Like I read the Redwall series when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and I was like, I get it.
Those
I
nerd
get
books.
who's writing a story. I get all this stuff. Like even at that young age, I was like, this is what I can do.
Are those the ones with like magical hamsters?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you were going to try and deny it.
I was gonna be like, that's not specific, and then I was like, nope, you got it.
Yeah,
you
fair
might
enough.
as well have. Yeah, you nailed it.
So you have your book, and people can get it at thequietpartloud.com.
Indeed,
That's
yep.
the website where
Yep.
anybody, and that's another thing that I really admire, is that you have the balls to put it out for people, and they can just have it.
Yeah.
And if they want to donate something to pay you for
Yeah.
your book, they can. And if
Yeah.
they don't want to, they cannot.
Yeah.
That's something that is very courageous. It's something that I think it would scare a lot of people to have spent the amount of time on a thing and then think like, well, it's entirely possible I'll get nothing out of this. That's scary. I think a lot of people don't operate that way. And it's always kind of been part of my ethos that I like to just do things. And then if people are into it, great. And if they're not.
That's what inspired me. So it's not an act of courageous intent on my part. This is a conversation that we had. I remember this like maybe a year or two ago, and we were talking about it, and you were just so insistent that the content should be free. Like I think it was when we were discussing maybe putting something behind a paywall, something like that, because everybody was doing it. And at one point you were just like, no, content should be available no matter what. And as I was trying to get a literary agent and sending all the manuscripts out and stuff like that, I just realized like, why would I half-ass a belief that I think you've drawn me over to?
Well,
so
that's very nice of you to
Yeah.
say, and I think that it's good. It's best for everyone. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know about I've never had the experience of like putting out a book, but I know that in terms of like being a consumer of podcasts and like online media, even if I like something that somebody does, it kind of frustrates me whenever they have a paywall.
yeah.
Because I would be more likely to support someone who just does stuff and puts it all out there.
Sure.
Because I think that there's a recognition that there's a lot of people who can't afford luxury expenses.
Oh, totally.
And I don't ever want to make them feel like they have to either choose to give something to me or spend it on themselves or
Yeah.
just to go without.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We can stop sucking ourselves off here. And
I disagree. I think this is us both being like, we've resigned ourselves to lives of poverty. This is not a
well, that's and if that's the case, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
not the worst thing in the world.
no.
But I think it's really cool. I think it's really great that you achieved this goal that you set out for yourself at a young age, and a goal that sort of matured, and you put out this product, and people really like it, and that's got to feel great.
It does feel good. Yeah.
And then now we've been working on an audiobook of it.
Indeed.
Because a lot of people have been reaching out and saying, like, You know, I can sort of hear Jordan's voice in a lot of this.
Yeah.
And I think it's something really cool. And, of course, also just for accessibility for
Totally.
people who are blind or whatever, who may want audio might be a better medium.
Sure.
So we've been working on that, and that's been a really fun experience as well, like hearing you scream this
In a
book
different context.
and watching you try to do characters.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, especially when they're all in your head. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden they're real and you start going, oh, I don't know if I like that guy.
Or I don't know why I made a foreign guy.
I don't know why I tried to do an accent here.
Shit.
Oh, man. Did I write this in a different language? Why?
Yeah.
I don't speak that language.
So the first part of this bonus here is I wanted to give a teaser that will be coming out soon.
Indeed.
Your audiobook.
Yep.
Do you have any guidance that you'd like to give the audience?
Yes, Monday, November 9th.
Okay.
Monday, November 9th is when it shall be out. That'll be, you're probably hearing this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
Next
6 days.
Monday.
Yeah, next Monday.
That's exciting. People can look forward to that,
Yep.
and it will also be available on Quiet Part Loud.
You bet.
.com.
I haven't decided-
TheQuietPartloud.com?
TheQuietPartLoud.com. Yeah.
The
I haven't
the is
decided how
important.
I'm going to do it. I think I might just put it in like a Google Drive and just have people go there and just rip it out.
You
I
could
don't know.
just embed it on the site like a streaming player.
That's true.
That has a download link.
Oh, that's good.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Because then people could just download it or listen to it on the site if they want
That's
to.
great. Yeah.
That's generally what I do whenever I've posted podcasts on any web page. But
Perfect.
I'm not sure what you're using for your site.
We'll see.
Do you use Squarespace?
I do.
Not sponsored.
No.
You can do that with Squarespace quite easily. though.
Okay.
Just drag and drop.
I understand. I'll figure it out, Dan.
So I wanted to do something, Jordan,
Yes.
something special for you.
Throat slit.
What I wanted to do something. This got out of control pretty fast.
As is anything that includes you having genuine feelings.
Well, there's a lot of people in the world who have some things to say about your book.
All right, let's do this.
I wanted to reach out to some folks who are like, special to us, to you and I, but particularly to you.
Okay.
And have them, give maybe some words of encouragement, maybe some words about how your new book has come out.
This is your lifing me?
Yes. Jordan here is your mother.
Okay.
One of the things early on in our friendship, and especially early on in doing this show, that was like really motivating to, I know myself and to you as well, something we connected on was a love of like the Chris Gethard show.
Yes, absolutely.
And his mentalities and sort of like owning your losership, that kind of thing. And not feeling like that's anything bad. It's you are what you are, and that's awesome.
Exactly.
You've got nothing better to do, and neither
Yeah.
do we. That
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of from the theme song of when it was on Fuse.
Celebrate Sandwich Day.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely. And so I reached out to Chris Gethard, and he has a little message for you.
Interesting.
Chris Gethard, and it's really nice to get in touch with you. Dan told me to get in touch, said that you guys have followed my work for a while and you like my positivity, and that really means a lot. And the reason that Dan told me to get in touch was so that I could say congratulations on releasing your first book. That's awesome. The Quiet Part Loud. And I just want to offer a very hearty congratulations because I've written a couple books in my day, and I know how hard it is. And I know that you get really like no feedback from anybody, maybe like one editor or a couple friends you trust, and you just send it out into the goddamn world and you pray that something good happens. And it's daunting and it's hard and it's a little bit scary, but I also know that feeling when you get your first galley copy back and you open up that envelope and you hold it in your hand and you go, oh my God, this is real, let alone the first time you see a review come in because it's actually out there, let alone the first time you walk past a bookstore and see it on a shelf or in that front window, which
I do
makes
not
you
know
feel,
any of those feelings.
So it's a huge accomplishment. It is not an easy thing to do. And I hope you feel real, true joy and pride and excitement about this thing being out there, because writing a book is a beast. It's a real beast. And you did it. And that's awesome. And now you can let out a deep breath and realize you're not writing a book right now. Or if you are, it's in the early stages where there's still a lot of excitement and joy and not all the stress and worry. So anyway, congratulations again, Dan. Thanks for arranging this one. It really means a lot to be able to send some good vibes your way, because I've been through that process, and you got there, and that's awesome. So congratulations again, Jordan.
Hey,
Wow.
how about that?
Wow.
What a nice message from
That's
Chris Gethard.
really cool
Yeah.
that you paid Chris Gethard to say that.
I did.
That's
well, I mean,
very
I didn't,
nice of you.
I didn't write the script.
I know. That's funny, though, because I have read one of his books, and
Yeah.
it's very good. It's
Yeah.
a series of essays on the horrible mistakes he's made in his life.
Yeah, he's really funny, really
Really
great.
talented.
I
Yeah.
think he might have thought that your book is at Barnes & Noble, but maybe I should have clarified self-released.
No, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I would like Chris Gethard to both not know who I am and also think that I did better than I did.
Well, check those boxes.
Exactly.
Because at this point, he does.
Bucket list.
So yeah, I got a little bit silly on Cameo.
Oh, God, no.
I have a couple of things I would say that I wanted to get some messages that would be like really fun. And I realized pretty quickly that, first of all, there's a number of people on there that make me very sad.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get any messages from them.
Ooh, did I get a Roger
Then
Stone?
Roger Stone, I reached out to.
Okay.
He said no. I don't know.
Did he know why? He said no.
There's no indication of like him absolutely rejecting this or being too busy. I don't know.
Sure.
But I did reach out to Roger Stone, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, hey, my friend Jordan, like, he really likes it when you cut people down to size. So could you roast him? So I was hoping he would call you like a piece of shit.
That
or
would be
something.
great.
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
Yeah. That would have been awesome.
Oh, like Gavin McGinnis was on there. I was
Uh-huh.
like, I can't pay Gavin McGinnis.
No.
I can't give him money.
No.
The same thing was true in the end of Caitlin Bennett, Gun Girl.
Yeah.
I realized like I don't want to give her money.
Nah.
I felt bad about that.
Yeah.
Like Gavin and her have like real like I don't want to risk one of my dollars. being there.
Sure.
And then there was the other side of it too. There was
It's
like
like Mexican gun running for the FBI. You're like, I don't want one of my dollars coming
No.
back to hurt me like that shit.
no. And the other side of it was there were people like Rachel Dolezal.
Ooh,
And
she is not on Cameo.
She is, but then I was like, I think that might be offensive. I think it might offend
I
some
think
of
it's
our
offensive for her to be on Cameo at all.
because the joke of it would be just the fact that we got a message from her.
Exactly.
And I think that might be in poor taste. And so I decided against it.
Yeah, I think that would be exploiting what she exploited.
Now,
in a sense.
the next message, I will say, I don't feel good that I gave this person money. But I offset it with some
Is it
donations.
one of our friends?
Maybe. But I offset it with some donations to
Uh-huh.
charitable causes.
Okay.
Please mic down for this.
Okay.
Because you're going to scream.
Jordan, I just heard you release your first book. And, be careful what you say in the book. By the way, I just released mine 2 days ago. A Legend, George Arpaio. A Legend, so on. I don't know. That book is pretty controversial, I released. Now, I don't know about yours, but, you don't want to commit a crime against words to write whatever you're going to write. But, hey, as long as it's true, don't worry about it. And I want to wish you great success. Don't give up. Keep writing the books, because you're going to have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
And if it's negative, people go after you, I'll tell you what, as long as they buy the book, good luck.
So that was America's Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I felt bad about giving him money, but like I said, I donated to charities to offset
Yeah.
some of my karmic burden.
Okay, good.
But I will say I wanted a refund because
Let that motherfucker plug his book
he
in
plugged
my
his own
thank you.
book. I thought that was
That
tasteless.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a fucking asshole. I bet he does that in every cameo.
100%.
Yeah, totally.
I made an exception for him in terms of the no fascist leaning folks like Gavin
Sure.
or Caitlin because you know, one of the first moments in our podcast that was like so awful was when we discussed Joe Arpaio
Yeah.
way back, and like we had to stop recording because how emotional you got.
Yeah, I was very unhappy.
And I thought, you know, hey, what's better than Joe Arpaio congratulating you on your book?
What's better than torturing Jordan in a different psychic sense?
Yeah.
It's stage 4.
So I wanted a refund for that. I didn't
Yeah.
ask for one because I'm not the kind of person who's going to like complain. But I would say that, you know, plugging his own book, poor form. I thought that was awful.
I really feel like he owes us some money for that.
And then second, the other problem was that I made a very specific request of him, and
What's
he did
that?
not do it.
What's that?
I wanted him to threaten to arrest you for writing that book.
Really?
Yeah.
That fucking dick didn't follow through?
Yeah.
That's the number one reason I hate him.
You
now.
heard him babbling around
Yeah.
about like, hey,
If you fail, if they don't like it, they don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted him to threaten to arrest you because I thought that would be funny. And then you'd have a clip of him saying he's going to arrest you.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be great.
That'd be great.
I think that he got that message and was like, I can't threaten to arrest someone for a book.
Yeah.
Someone might take that seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, fuck off, man. It's a goof. We're having fun.
Yeah.
And
What a dick.
yeah, he couldn't join us in the fun.
I would like money from him now. I would like he plugged his book on our show.
Well, to be fair, this is the bonus episode, so it's
Oh,
not
that's
going
true.
out on the
main feed. That's
yeah.
true. That's
so
true.
it might be a few less people, but still, come on, Joe.
Come on, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a fucking dick. All the way to
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
To the end of his life, he's gonna be a complete asshole.
The the worst.
yeah.
I will say that he responded very quickly, though.
Oh, I doubt he's busy.
For a very old man, he seemed to be right on top of getting a cameo back.
I imagine he's broke and not busy.
I will say also Gethard was pretty quick. I was
Huh?
pretty shocked.
Huh.
Like the experience of using this, I'll never do it again. I
No.
only wanted to do it for a bit,
Uh-huh.
but like the experience of doing it was really weird because as soon as I requested something, I thought like I clicked the send button and I
Uh-huh.
got really anxious. Like I felt like
Like it was a first text to a
something
online
like that.
date or
Yeah.
something.
So,
Yeah.
or like I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do.
Okay.
Like I was in someone's space
I mean,
by
you,
giving them.
in Arpaio's sense, in many ways, you did kind of try and trick him into saying some things.
But not in any malicious way other than to make fun of him.
Yeah, well, true.
With Roger, I really felt nervous.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what could come of this?
Yeah.
Like, could he possibly figure out? I used an alias.
I was gonna say
So,
you
like,
had to have used.
It wasn't like Dan requesting for
Yeah,
Jordan,
yeah.
but and I used a fake email address. But still, like, I mean, I just figured, like, I don't know. He's a detective, right? Roger Stone and Co.
Yeah, if you accidentally spelled it with a capital J and a capital D, he'd be like, "I've seen that before.
Where have I?
Someone must go down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I started this
Yes.
idea, when I had this idea, honestly, the whole point was it was going to be a roast.
Yeah.
It was going to be like Joe Arpaio, Roger Stone,
Yeah.
bunch of shitheads,
Brutal.
just
yeah,
telling
yeah,
you
yeah.
like you suck.
the worst things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
it'd been
thought
great.
that would be really funny.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have loved it.
And a lot of them really aren't that expensive, which is surprising. So, well, maybe not that surprising.
No, I doubt it.
I would say that if Arpaio was more than like $35, I
Yeah.
think that's what he was. I don't think I would have done
no chance.
it.
For that length of time, what's that hourly? Insane numbers.
So I wanted to do a roast, but then like a lot of the people that could have been roasters
Mhm.
just didn't feel like people I could support or I felt right about it.
Sure.
Roger didn't get back to me.
Right.
Roger turned me down.
That was the white whale, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't really think that was going to wind up coming through, did you?
No. And then the guy who hits the things with hammers on
Sure.
who was a
Yeah.
guest on Alex's
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
he's on there.
Of course.
But I was like, I don't know if that would come across in audio.
No.
So I didn't go with him.
That'd be like, hey, Gallagher, could you do a cameo where it sounds like you smash a watermelon?
Can you do a cameo that just says squish? So yeah, I got lost. I didn't know what to do. I was scrolling through, and there was a bunch of animals. And I thought, like, hey, there's a quokka on here.
Okay, that would be great.
Great,
Can it pronounce its own name?
right?
Yeah.
And how does that work for audio? And then
Yeah.
I started to think, like, is this ethical? Paying for videos of animals, like exotic animals.
Exploiting animals.
Yeah, I don't know who's taking care of these animals. This seems exploitative as hell.
Is Tiger King on there?
Yes, I couldn't do that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I think Carol Baskin is.
Oh, of course she is. Of
Um,
course she is.
There's also a lot of impersonators.
Yeah.
There's a ton of
yeah,
impersonators.
yeah. I imagine Rich Little does business.
The political commentator section is a lot of impersonators.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would imagine
And
so.
then Gorka.
Of course, Gorka's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I kind of lost the thread entirely, and I was like, all right, maybe some people saying some positive things. So we got Chris Gethard. And then I wanted to do this. This has nothing to do with your book, but I got this,
Uh-huh.
and I just thought that you would really enjoy this.
Okay.
This is just actually kind of a gift for you,
Okay.
more than it is anything to do with the book, but it was also a cameo, so it fits in here.
All right.
I don't know how you're going to respond to this.
Jordan, it's Pat Hughes, radio announcer for the Chicago Cubs. I was contacted by your friend Dan, and he has a request for me for you, okay? It says, my friend Jordan is a lifelong Cubs fan, and I was hoping you could record a message for him, and then it describes what he would like. I will do that. I'm going to do 2 voicemails for you. The first one is the one recorded by Dan. The second one will be a voicemail for your telephone.
Okay.
The first one is coming up in 3, 2, and 1. Jordan batting here at Wrigley Field. Heavy drama. What tension. Cubs and Cardinals, Game 7, National League Championship Series. It's all tied at 6 apiece. Bottom of the 9th inning, 2 down, nobody on. Jordan coming up, and it kind of looks like this ball game might be going into extra innings. Again, the winner goes to the Fall Classic. Jordan steps in. Here's the first pitch. Jordan cracks one in the air. Deep left center. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Cubs win the pennant. The Cubs beat the Cardinals. The Cubs are heading to the World Series. What a finish. What a great win for the Chicago Cubs and a great moment for Jordan.
All right.
I never know exactly how to end those once
Yeah, you're telling me.
once
buddy.
I get into it, but I think that one worked out okay. And now we're going to do the voicemail for your telephone. Okay, this is a play-by-play segment, and you just happen to be part of the action, Jordan. In 3, 2, and 1.
I'm going to pause it here really quick because I did not request this second part.
Okay, I didn't think so. That started to sound like it was coming out of left field.
I will say that if there was a way on Cameo, you know how like if you take a lift, you can tip the driver.
Sure.
If there was a way on Cameo that I could just pay him extra, like an
An
extra
extra
$10,
$5, yeah.
I probably would do it. Like Pat Hughes seems like a great dude,
Yeah,
going
yeah.
like way out of his way. He's having a good time
Totally.
with this. He's
Yeah.
smiling, and he gives you a second message here.
Yeah, that's great.
This was unrequested.
Bonus episode, bonus message.
Jordan takes his lead at second base. Heavy drama, bottom of the 9th inning, Wrigley Field. Cubs and Cardinals tied at 3. Anthony Rizzo at the plate, trying to drive in Jordan with the winning run. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Rizzo lines a base hit into right field. This could do it. Jordan rounding third, heading home. Here comes the throw. Jordan slides. Jordan is out. Jordan is out, but when he returns, he'll be happy to call you back. Please wait for the tone and leave a message. Jordan, if it's any consolation, the slide you made at the plate could only be described as poetry in motion. Enjoy those voicemails. Thank you to your friend Dan for thinking of me for this assignment. And final thoughts. Go Cubs, stay safe, and thank you for listening to Cubs Radio.
How nice is that?
That is really nice.
What a sweet
That is
man.
really nice. Did you? I would have preferred if the first one was a full on Casey at the bat scenario where I
You
don't
struck out.
I don't hit a home run, I strike out, and somehow while at bat they score another run to win the game. Like somehow I hit the ball so poorly.
They get a defensive
They get
home
a
run.
defensive home run. Yes.
Well, those are the cameos that
Yeah,
I got.
that is. I'm really surprised and grateful.
I was worried that the Pat Hughes one might make you cry. There was a small bit of my concern that it was going to be too much. But man, what a to be the voice of the Cubs, and then to take these cameos and have like such a bon vivant spirit about it.
Yeah.
That's great. He's not like some guy's like, I got to do this shit.
No.
That's great.
Yeah.
I applaud him.
It does seem like a lot of radio announcers, especially for like sports teams, are either super into it and just like, this is my dream job. I love baseball. I've always wanted to talk about baseball. I'm going to do this for 40 years, and I'm going to be amazing at it. And other guys are like, while they're on broadcast, they're like, oh, I love this. And then afterwards, they're like, I can't do this shit
And
anymore.
then some people like Mike
Kill
Shannon
myself. Yeah.
for the Cards are just wasted.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. I congratulations on the book.
Thank you very much. This has been a completely out of left field experience, if you will.
It wasn't as extreme as I had hoped it would be. Like not like your responses, but like the people who got back to me.
Sure.
And so like if Roger had sent a message, I think it would have been pretty crazy.
I think it would have been the end. Yeah.
How
How much is Roger worth?
He
50
charges
bucks?
70, I think.
$70?
Yeah.
What a bastard.
Yeah, I know, but that would have been a nice thing for me to also donate to a charity.
Yeah, that would have been
to offset my
that
karma.
would have been a big. I would have doubled my donation to a charity after that.
Probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts? Any closing thoughts?
I mean, I am floored. I mean, it's really hard because you and I, we express genuine emotion back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
But this is a very grand gesture that I was absolutely not expecting. This required a lot of forethought and care and just like thinking about how much you like your friend and how much you want to share a good moment, and that's heartfelt.
Well,
That's beautiful.
I think especially
That's what would make me cry. Fuck the Cubs, Dan. The Cubs they're a sports team. They're an ephemeral item of
I'll
of
hear none of this
metaphor.
from you.
You, Dan, have this is like a Pixar movie where at the end I find out that the real friendship was you and I all along.
the real World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, don't speak so ill of the Cubs. There's always next season.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, hey, good times. I like how you're
This
saying
is amazing.
this really nice thing, and then my response is
This is really amazing.
good times.
Yeah, no, you could never have shouldered the emotional burden of doing this directly in front of me.
Oh, probably not.
No.
So we'll be back. I felt like this kind of positivity too, and this surprise is something nice
mean,
that people
no.
can enjoy
Blew me
on
away.
the day after the election.
Blew
you
me
know,
away.
like
Yeah.
this is hearing Chris Gethard say nice things about your book.
That is the thing that made me cry a little bit.
Yeah.
I love Chris Gethard and hearing his. I thought it was going to be like one of our friends doing an impression. When you said all this stuff, I did not expect anything other than like a bunch of like you had maybe reached out to Drufke or something and he left a message. Those kinds of things.
Ooh, I should have done that.
I didn't expect fucking cameo, and then to hear actual Chris Gethard's voice and realize. Because then when I heard Chris Gethard's voice, I was like, oh, he must have pulled this from somewhere, and he's going to edit my name in somewhere. And it's going to say, like, Jordan. Like, it's going to be
That'd
like
be very low rent.
Yeah. But nope. There it was.
Wow.
That was very nice.
Well, again, good times.
Thank you. Good times. Good times. Good times to all.
Indeed. And to all,
A good night.
wait,
What?
how do we end this? Don't you sing something?
No, I do not sing something.
I just
You keep trying to get me to sing something.
I'm not trying to make you sing it. I just wanted to remind you that it happened.